The road stretched on like a ribbon of darkness, lit intermittently by flickering streetlights. A sleek black sedan cruised along steadily in the right lane, its engine a quiet hum beneath the cloak of night. Inside, Elena Ramsey sat upright, eyes trained on the road ahead, her thoughts replaying the classified briefing she had just exited. As the newly appointed director of the FBI, long hours and longer nights had become the norm. But nothing in her extensive career had prepared her for what was about to unfold. She wasn't speeding. The speedometer read a perfect 65 miles per hour. No sudden lane changes. No erratic driving. So when red and blue lights burst into her rearview mirror, Elena's brows knitted in confusion. She instinctively glanced at the dashboard again. Still 65. She exhaled quietly, signaled, and guided her car to the shoulder. She'd spent her life in law enforcement. She knew the protocols, the systems. This was routine, she told herself. But as the cruiser lingered behind her, the feeling in her gut told a different story. The patrol car door opened, slow, deliberate. The officer emerged, a man she didn't recognize. Not unusual, she didn't know every cop in the state. But something about him felt off. His posture was too stiff, his hand too close to the firearm on his belt. The flashlight in his other hand swayed menacingly as he approached. Elena lowered the window, hands visible on the steering wheel. "Good evening, officer," she said evenly, professionally. No response, just the flashlight beam lingering too long on her face. "License and registration," he said gruffly. "May I ask why I'm being pulled over?" she asked, keeping her voice calm. "License. Registration," he repeated. She nodded slowly. "I'm reaching for my purse on the passenger seat." No response. She moved slowly, retrieved her wallet, and presented both her driver's license and FBI credentials. He barely glanced at them. "FBI, huh?" "Yes, sir." Then, the bombshell. "Step out of the vehicle." "Excuse me." "Out. Now." Something in her shifted. Her pulse remained steady, but her mind raced. This wasn't routine. This was targeted, controlled, dangerous. The officer reached for her door handle. Reflexively, her left hand shot out and gripped the interior handle. "Sir, step back. You're outside protocol. Step out." His voice was low, but laced with aggression. Elena recognized it. She'd interrogated men like him. Men drunk on authority. "On what grounds, officer?" He hesitated. Suspicious behavior. What behavior? No answer. Just a step closer, flashlight now blinding her. "I don't have to explain myself to you." "Actually, you do," she said, voice firm. "Lady, I don't care who you work for." He wanted control. He wanted fear. But Elena Ramsey had never let fear rule her. "Then let's call your superior and see if he feels the same." The flashlight dropped. His palm slammed hard against her roof. "I said get out." She glanced at his nameplate. Rourke. She would remember that. Her phone sat in the center console, but she didn't dare reach for it. Any sudden move could be used against her. "You're making a mistake," she said evenly. He laughed. Cold. Hollow. "The mistake was thinking you could pull rank on me." His hand hovered near his holster. Then another cruiser pulled up. Relief washed over her, fleeting. Another witness. Accountability. But when the second officer stepped out, broad-shouldered, no nameplate, no eye contact, she understood. This wasn't backup. This was reinforcement. "Problem here?" he asked. "Just dealing with a non-compliant driver," Rourke replied. "Ma'am, step out of the vehicle," the second officer added. "Not Director Ramsey. Just ma'am." Elena inhaled deeply. If she refused, they would escalate. If she complied, she surrendered control. Slowly, she opened the door. The cold night air bit at her skin as she stepped out. Rourke blocked the dash cam. The second officer flanked her rear. "Turn around," Rourke ordered. "Why am I being detained?" Suspicious behavior. Refusal to comply. It was a trap. She knew the script. Compliance would be twisted. Refusal would be punished. He grabbed her wrist. Too fast. Too hard. "Get your hands off me," she snapped. "I think she's resisting," Rourke said, twisting her words into a weapon. "We have a non-compliant suspect." The second officer spoke into his radio. "Suspect, not citizen, not FBI director." And the gun came out, inches from her face. Time bent. "Do you feel powerful now?" he sneered. Her rage simmered, not for herself, but for every name she'd read on incident reports like this. Then, "Hey, I'm recording this." A man, phone raised, light glowing. "You sure you want to do this, officer?" Rourke froze. The second officer hesitated. The power dynamic shifted. Elena took a chance. Put the weapon down. Sirens in the distance. Reinforcements. Rourke looked desperate. He turned, gestured to silence the witness. "Touch him, and I will personally charge you with obstruction of justice," she warned. The second officer stopped. The flashing lights grew nearer. More patrol cars. Officers emerged, cautious. One recognized her. Director Ramsey? The moment broke. "Detain these officers," she commanded. Rourke tried to argue. "This is a misunderstanding." "Then let's clear it up at headquarters." "You've got to be kidding me." Rourke muttered as cuffs snapped around his wrists. The second officer didn't protest. He looked like a man whose entire worldview had cracked. "Get them out of my sight," Elena said. But it wasn't over. Not yet. Because this wasn't just about two rogue officers. It was about a system. And Elena Ramsey was ready to dismantle it. The video hit the news before sunrise. By noon, the DOJ had launched an official inquiry. Rourke was stripped of his badge and charged with assault. His partner suspended. The department issued a bland statement. But the world had seen. From her office, Elena watched the coverage, her expression unreadable. Her phone buzzed. An unknown number. She answered. "Director Ramsey?" A pause. Then a familiar voice, the man from the roadside. "Just wanted to say thanks." Most people wouldn't have stood their ground. She exhaled slowly. "Most people don't have the power to. But I do." And this time, she intended to use it.